Hello, Virgo, and welcome in to today's reading. I'll be taking a look at what's on the horizons for the first half of August in terms of job and career, as well as love and relationships, and then life path and mission. So, a few things before we start digging into the cards specific for you. A couple things that are happening on August 1st. We have our Sturgeon full moon in Aquarius, and that is a supermoon. And so that is about expressing kind of some of your original thoughts and ideas and being true to yourself, even if it's maybe an unpopular opinion. And that really matches up well with the North Node shift into Aries that happened on the 17th. And that was about being bold and being unapologetically you and stepping into your own truth. So the full moon time is always a great time to do that. And it is a super moon as well. So that's when the moon is even closer. And so it appears bigger and brighter. And that's really a great time if you live in a place where this is feasible. And I have not checked the weather forecasts in terms of whether it's supposed to be cloudy or not. But if you have a chance to kind of take a walk in the moonlight, that's a really great grounding thing to do. And I feel like it's very energizing. So we have that happening. We also have the Lionsgate portal, which is a wonderful time to manifest, and it's a great time of abundance, and that peaks on August 8th, and it will be closing on the 12th. So it's open right now, but the peak time is August 8th. So keep an eye out for that. So those are kind of some of those big changes that are pushing you in a positive direction. And as always in the universe, when there's things pushing you in the positive direction, there's also things kind of pulling you backwards to some extent. We do have 4 planets and Chiron that are in retrograde. So that's usually kind of that heavier energy, kind of calling you to look inward at what needs to be healed in order to move you forward on your life path and mission. So we'll talk a little bit more about those as we go through the reading. But let's go ahead and jump in and see what messages God, Spirit, Divine, the universe has in store for our Virgos. So we'll start out with career and job perspective. So in the recent past, this is really about kind of that feeling of abundance and sharing your abundance. This is the 6 of Pentacles card, and so that's about being generous and helping others and kind of sharing your gifts, whether that's energetic gifts, whether that's, kind of sharing your energy and your love and your light, or financial contributions. And so that's what you've had in your recent past. And actually then with the 10 of Swords popping up in your current energy, that's kind of a feeling of exhaustion. So as maybe a little bit of a cautionary tale, if you are spreading yourself so thin, making sure to take care of everybody else, it can leave you really depleted. And so that's what that North Node shift into Aries has really been about as well. So that happened on the 17th, and it's going to be in Aries for the next year and a half. And that's about pushing you to kind of find that good balance between making sure everybody else is okay and taking care of other people, and that healthy degree of selfishness. So you can't, pour from an empty cup. So you have to make sure that your cup is filled in order to be able to help people around you. And this looks like there was from a job and career standpoint, that you had been really busy on and focused on trying to help other people, but it's leaving you feeling depleted. But coming up for you is going to be that kind of making a stand and that persistence of, I am going to balance this out. I do want to make sure that I'm helping other people, but not to my own detriment, to the point where I'm kind of spent and I'm this, empty vessel that can't help other people. So that's a good positive message that you're looking at balancing that out. One of the things that goes along with that is with Saturn being in retrograde, that's about how can you attain your goals and where should you be investing your energy. So it looks like this is a very positive transition there, that you're realizing that you need to invest some of your energy in yourself so that you can continue along in your role, from a job and career standpoint, so you can continue to help others and provide for others while also providing for yourself. All right, let's jump into the love relationship standpoint. So in the recent past, you have Strength in reverse, and you're sitting in the Emperor energy right now, moving into a Queen of Wands energy. So with the Strength in reverse, that's kind of pretty straightforward, just in terms of having that feeling of kind of weakness or maybe vulnerability, uncontrolled emotion. So the recent past has been a little bit of a struggle for you, but you're moving into that kind of strong, the Emperor energy is kind of that strong, masculine, powerful leadership type of energy. And you're driven. So you were struggling, but you've recovered. And then you're moving into the Queen of Wands energy, and that's kind of that joy and, kind of feeling courageous and confident. So even though there was a little bit of a struggle, it looks like you were able to nicely turn that around in terms of finding harmony in your relationships, whether it's, friendships, whether it's a romantic relationship. But this is a great sign for a romantic relationship for you. Oh, and then we had the Page of Swords as a jumper card there. One of the other retrogrades that's happening is Venus is in retrograde, which kind of amplifies what's happening in romantic relationships. And so if you were on a good path, which it looks like you are, it kind of strengthens that. If you're sort of in a rocky place, it enhances the rockiness. But let's take a look at your life path and mission. Okay. Cut that. So in the recent past, that's a Six of Wands in reverse with Judgment in the present, and the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. So this Page of Swords energy that was that jumper energy. So that's kind of, planning. It's sort of that new excited energy, like you're planning something and you're curious, but you are sitting a little bit patient. So it's not that go run out there and do something, but it's starting to think about new paths. And then with your Six of Wands in reverse, there's a little bit of, kind of disappointment, or so you'd started thinking about it and maybe got derailed because you got a little bit disappointed about where you thought that path was going, or what path you thought was going to be available to you. And where you're sitting right now is kind of that the Judgment energy, or the Judgment card. That's card number 20 in the Major Arcana. So that's coming right towards the end of a cycle. So if you were ending one cycle of thinking, okay, this is my path, this is what I'm working on, like you're kind of getting towards the end of that, and you're having this awakening, which can either can lead to a like rebirth of your enthusiasm and trying to get back on your path. Usually this is, favorable from a divine perspective. So even if something was ending, maybe you were discouraged and something is ending, having that confidence that you are on, in divine timing, you're moving in the direction that you're supposed to be. But with this Eight of Pentacles in reverse, there is kind of some, I guess maybe lack of skill, like things are starting to slide. So if you were kind of getting frustrated with, whatever your path was, maybe you really weren't pouring your good energy into it and you were just kind of going through the motions, it's sliding. And so not necessarily going in the direction that you want it to. But with the Judgment card, if that's the way it's supposed to be, then, maybe this is from a divine timing perspective, things are meant to unfold this way in order to let something new take its place. And Neptune is one of the planets in retrograde. So that one's about kind of stripping away some of these delusions and looking beyond the fantasies. So that energy is going to play out here for you as well, that maybe you were excited about something, but it wasn't quite panning out. And now you're seeing the reality of that path that you thought that you were wanting to go on. And once you strip away some of the illusions or the dreamy state of it, you're like, I don't really know about that. And so once you lose your enthusiasm, then, your dedication there kind of starts to falter. But let's see what comes up in terms of your Gaia card. Night Wind, facing fear, subconscious release, and healing. And so with any of these oracle cards, kind of take them wherever they resonate the most with you, and take only what resonates in this entire reading. But if this one is jumping out at you in any specific area, if there's something, maybe even along this path here with your life path and your mission, kind of facing those fears, maybe you've been holding off. If you were having some new ideas, you've been holding off on implementing them because you're worried, well, what if that doesn't work out the way I thought it was going to be? And this is really about kind of letting go of those fears and being willing to take that leap, take that next step for what feels right for you on your mission. All right, let's take a look at the Lightworker card for you. Starseed, what lights you up? And so I feel like that really goes well here for you. What lights you up? What is it that you want to do every day? And kind of going with that and letting your soul will kind of tell you what feels right. And that's something over time, learning to listen to your intuition, and things resonate differently in your body. So even if sometimes your ego is getting in the way, like one of the exercises that I heard when I was watching different readings was, take something that's pretty, inconsequential, like a decision that you have to make. What are you going to do this weekend? Are you going to, go to a movie, or are you going to go for a bike ride, or whatever the case may be? And flip a coin, and then immediately, without thinking about it, when it pops up, are you thinking, oh, yay, or I wish it would have been the other one? And so you can tell right away your body kind of had a natural thought as to which way it wanted to go. And so being able to learn to listen to that a little bit more carefully, because, and I love this, that intuition whispers, and it's a matter of quieting your ego so that you can hear that whisper. All right, let's take a look at what is coming in on the romance deck for you. Soulmate. Yes, this is your soulmate. So we'll push that one up here. And again, with this line here on the love and relationship standpoint, and this was progressing very nicely, that maybe you were having times of feeling, weak or kind of some vulnerability, but then you moved into that kind of strong Emperor energy, and then moving into that the Queen of Wands energy, being that joy and courage and confidence and like loving energy. And this card saying that, yes, that is your soulmate. So you've been able to navigate this well, even if you were having moments of, what you would consider weakness or vulnerability towards the other person, and having that pan out favorably for you, and kind of reminding you of, yes, that is your person. So, so that's a beautiful reading there on the love energy piece of it. But yeah, so this is what's kind of coming up for the next couple of weeks for you. I will be doing another reading towards the middle of the month in terms of what to expect for the second part of August. I'll also be doing a twin flame reading in about a week or so. So you can check that out if that's something of interest to you, as well as the daily card pulls, where it's one major arcana card and then a few oracle cards. So if those are videos that you want to check out, you can hit the subscribe and the notification, and then you'll see when those videos post. And if this is information you think somebody else could benefit from, I encourage you to share that. But in the meantime, I hope this gives you something to think about as we head into August, and to help bring you a little bit of joy and peace and maybe some clarity along your journey. So thank you for stopping by, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.